How's it going, guys? So in today's tutorial, we are going to be creating this image and this animation. Today, we are trying to recreate the original MacBook Air wallpaper that launched maybe about 3 years ago. So first, I'm going to show you how to create the glass shapes and animate it in an interesting way, pretty easy. And with the help of someone on the Apple team that actually worked on that original image, he told me exactly how to get the highlight shapes the exact way that they did in their image. If you want to grab the project file for the animated version of this tutorial, that is available on Patreon right now, along with an exclusive tutorial on how to create this glass animation, how to get that sort of glass plank animation, make it loop, make it look really beautiful, along with a ton of other exclusive tutorials and project files on Patreon. So if you want to check that out, that is linked in the description, and you can get a discount if you subscribe annually. With that being said, let's get into this tutorial. Now, it goes without saying, all credit goes to Apple and the Apple team that created this image. So first thing we're going to need to do is get a mesh cylinder and give yourself about 84 vertices. It does need to be relatively high poly, just because you'll be able to see that once we get more in the weeds of this. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the move tool. I'm going to hit tab. Click the move tool again after you hit tab. Hold down Control and bring it up. What we're doing is putting the anchor point at the direct bottom of this cylinder. And then now with the scale tool, let's make it really tall. We're essentially making like a toothpick. Is that a good way to say it? But this needs to be pretty dang tall, but it is does not need to be an exact science. Something like this. So if I hit Control A, apply that scale, and I go into the properties, I have a Z dimension of 47 and then X and Y of 2. So if you want to edit it there, make it exactly like mine, you totally can. I'm going to hit in and remove that. What we need to do for the bottom face, if you go down here and go here to the face selection tool and click him, you can scale it pretty far down. I wouldn't scale it down to 0, but something really small, something like that. What we want is just kind of like this huge teardrop shape. And then we can probably, here on the top one, hit that and just click it a little bit bigger. We'll edit all of this later. It's all totally doable. I'm going to hit Control A and apply that scale one more time. So now to get the spiral look, we need to go ahead and go here to the modifiers, add modifier, and get in a array. So I just clicked on add search array. And then what we'll do is go from line to circle. And then right here on align rotation, click on Y, and that is going to give you that. And then we'll just bring up the scale until they're here. So right about there looks really good. So for me, I'm at 109. What you want is a little bit of a gap, but what happens if you want no gap, they're going to intersect the farther we go down. I'm okay with some intersection, especially at this part. You're going to get intersection, but most of the view is going to be sort of closer up here. So that won't really entirely matter, and we're dealing with glass. It's totally fine. What we're going to do is click on this. I'm gonna right click and click Shade Auto Smooth. So now we have that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit the tilde key. It's right above the tab key for me. I'm gonna go here to the top. I'm gonna hit Shift A, get a camera. I'm gonna hit 0 and then G and middle click, and I am going to scale it out. I'm gonna hit G and just move it over here, and then we can just sort of scale it in. Click on your camera, G, middle click, something like this. And what I'm trying to do is get one that are like not directly to the middle where it's like flat like this, maybe up a little bit, so we get this nice spiral. So I think something like this is what I'm going for. Now, if we want to get it close to exactly how it is, in the Apple one, there were 14 of these cylinders that were in the frame. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we can maybe bring it down a few. And then you can hit tab and just scale up this top one. So see, if I hit S, you can scale it up. That's because I have the top face of this cylinder selected. So if I go here to the camera view and I just scale it right, we want a little bit of a gap. So now if we recount, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Not really much changed, honestly. But you can keep doing that until you like how many are in the frame, or you could just leave it as is. But I will say the more cylinders in the frame, the better it looks to a point. So try to find that happy medium of what part, what part of the design you really, really like. So let's keep it right there. And now let's go ahead and get a plane to be beneath this. So I'm gonna hit get a circle, and then I'm gonna bring it down beneath the inner tubes. Inner tubes. I ride bikes too much. I can't believe I just said inner tubes. The cylinders, or you can call them the tubes. And just try to get this in the frame. And I'm gonna hit S, scale it up, and make it fit here. Just like that. I'm gonna hit Control A and apply scale. So now what we'll do is we'll go here. Now you are going to need cycles to make the glass look realistic and look really nice. So be sure you are in cycles. And then I'm gonna go here to the shading tab. I'm gonna go here to the cycles view. I'm gonna click on the inner tubes. First, I'm gonna click new, go to the transmission, bring up the weight and bring the roughness down to 0. And then I'm gonna click on that plane beneath it. I'm gonna click new, and we're gonna just switch it over to an emission. So go here to emission, plug that straight into surface. And then to get the animation that I created, we're gonna use a wave. So let's get a wave texture. Also, while I'm thinking about it, go here to the world and bring your world brightness down to black. Okay, back to the wave. So if you have the Node Wrangler add-on enabled, it comes with Blender by default. I'm gonna hit Control T, or go ahead and get a mapping node and a texture coordinate and plug object here, wave texture here. I'm gonna go from bands to rings, X to spherical, and then we're gonna bring that scale really high up. Now I've noticed I made a mistake. The plane needs to be at the very center of this whole spiral. So all our location, just bring them back to 0 and then scale this up just like that. So make sure your basically both of these objects are centered out. And then we'll go back here to shading. There we go. And so now we have this. Now what we need to do, make sure you click on the plane, go here to the transform settings and bring your Z down. And bring it down somewhere around here. And then I'm gonna get a color ramp, switch it over to B-spline, and then we'll just bring it in like this. And now we've created this. So what I'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and color it to be at like a nice green, something like this. Now you could do a singular color and just have that as your color. Or what you could do is a little bit more extra and go here to a mix color node, put this into the factor as a mask. This top one, make it black. This bottom one, let's get a color ramp. We'll get another noise texture. We'll plug the mapping right into the vector, plug color here, and you can kind of see it working right there. So what we'll do is we'll switch this over to like a nice green here, and this one to be a nice blue. Bring detail to 0, bring that scale up. And what this is going to do is just introduce some random color throughout, and I just think it looks really nice to randomize the color in this way. It's super fun, and if you want, you can maybe go, what I like to do is kind of like a gold and then a saturated version of that gold, and now you get something really pretty like that. And then the way you animate it, just going to go ahead and get a render region. You don't have to do that if you don't want. You can use this wave texture and animate it just like that. And so you can play with this scale to get as many or as few waves as you want. I think 3 probably looks really, really cool. And you can play with that phase offset, and also you can play with the wave to get different effects. If you want to animate this in a loop, go ahead and get a timeline. So bring it up, get a timeline. I'm gonna give myself 80 frames. Go back to frame 0, phase offset, bring that to 0. I'm gonna hit I, go to the very end, and I'm gonna type in 2 asterisk pi. And there we go. And if you want it to go the other direction, do -2 asterisk pi. So that's how you kind of create it, the kind of the version that I would do if I wasn't trying to like completely copy the Apple wallpaper. So I was surprised to find out that one of the guys that worked on the team that made this, Alex Maltsev, actually follows me on Instagram. And I asked him straight up, hey, what object is behind the glass that makes it look as cool as it does? And those, because I could not figure out how to get the way the shapes curve and all that stuff. Couldn't figure it out. it's as easy as it's the words Air behind the glass. So we're going to do that right now. So I'm going to go ahead here in the outliner. Also, if you can hear me sniffling, it's allergies. I don't know if I'm going to be able to edit every sniffle out. But anyway, hit Shift A, go here to text, and then I'm just going to bring it beneath. If you hit the tab, actually we'll just scale it up. I'm not going to hit the tab. So you have text. I'm going to just go caps lock AIR, and the bolder the font, the better it's going to look. In my case, I'm going to go here to the font section, click on the text, go here to the font section and go ahead. I used Helvetica in mine. I did not ask Alex what font they use. I just simply forgot and I didn't want to bother him. But I'm using the boldest Helvetica I can find, which is black. So we'll do that. And then all you need to do is go here to materials, get a emission material, and then I'm gonna hit G and just move it here. And then it's pretty far beneath. So I'm gonna bring it a little bit closer. And then you hit G and move it around and then just scale it to fit, just like that. And so if you just scale it up to fit the screen, you will get it moving around. Now, whether you use the text like I'm doing here, or you use like the wave texture, you are going to want to remove that emissive object so you can't see it behind the cracks of the glass. The easiest way to do that is go here to Object, go here to Visibility, and then on Ray Visibility, click on Camera, and it's going to remove it from the physical view, but it will keep it in the render so you can still see it affecting the glass. What I'm going to do now is go ahead, head into shading. On this Air, I'm actually going to hit the drop down and grab that kind of gold material we made and then just bring up the scale a little bit. I'm going to try to copy by memory the blue that Apple used, and then we're just going to bring up the brightness a little bit and then bring in the scale, and maybe on this blue make it darker. We're just trying to add some subtle color into this. So there we go. Looks pretty good. Now, there's still some nuances in this that we need to fix. So click on the glass material that the tubes are on, that have. See how if you zoom in, you can kind of see the geometry. If you bring up the roughness a little bit, you'll be able to kind of hide that, especially if you zoom out. But there's still, in the original, some nuances on the edges. There's a little bit of reflection. So we're going to fake some emissive reflection. So here in the glass material, we're going to get a mix shader. We're going to get a emission node, plug it here. And the reason why we're not using this emission node that's on the principled, it kind of slows down Blender in my experience. So we're just going to make our own. And then if you click on the text and you just go ahead and hover over this color, hit Control C, we'll go back to the cylinder, Control V. And then right here for these, we're just going to get a color ramp and a layer weight. So bring the color ramp here, get the layer weight, and use Fresnel. And then we're going from linear to B-spline, bring that to the middle, and then just bring that to the side. Maybe even facing. Actually, facing is better. So use facing. It's going to give you a smoother fall off. And there we go. And then make it a little less bright. We just want to have some slight nuances. So if I turn it off, looks like that. If I turn it on, looks like that. So we can kind of guarantee a little bit of visibility on that. So just like that, it's to be very, very subtle on the edges. So let me go and render this and we can see how it looks as a final. So here is our final look. What I would highly recommend and what I had to do when working on the thumbnail for this is really play around with the AIR letters to get the reflections to look as good as possible. I could not get it to look exactly the way Apple did. I tried my best to get really close, but you just have to figure out what you hate and what you don't hate. So just move it around, try to get it to look right, maybe something like this, and you'll get something really, really nice looking. And that's how you do it. Or of course, you can use, well, I kind of ruined it because it's on the letters. Or you can use the wave texture and just animate it in a beautiful way. And again, you can grab the wave texture version on Patreon if you want to see my exact settings. But we're done. You can do anything you want with this concept. It's really, really fun. Glass is really easy to make look really beautiful really quickly off the gate. So with that being said, that's the tutorial. That's how you kind of recreate this vibe, this look here in Blender. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.